All right, so what if I told you that the most powerful tool in your practice isn't your fancy software or even your amazing team, but the very walls around you? Yep. In this explainer, we're going to look way beyond just decor to figure out if your office layout is secretly holding you back or if it's the key to unlocking your true potential. So let's just kick things off with a really direct question. Think about your day-to-day. Does your workspace actually feel like a well-oiled machine? Or do you constantly run into those little frictions? The cramped hallway, that one piece of equipment that's never in the right place, that feeling that you're always just a few steps behind? Come on, be honest. Is your layout a true asset, or is it secretly an obstacle working against you? And that question really brings us to the core idea of this whole explainer. It's perfectly captured in this quote from Robert Macario, an organizational consultant. It reframes the entire conversation, doesn't it? We're not talking about taste anymore. We're talking about pure strategy. Every single square foot has a job to do, and every little decision you make about your space, well, that's shaping the entire future of your practice.
Okay, so what happens when a layout isn't aligned with your strategy? Well, it's way more than just a minor inconvenience. It comes with some very real, very tangible costs. We're talking about costs that add up day after day and wasted time, lost money, and honestly, the declining well-being of you and your entire team. I mean, think about it for a second. All those extra steps your team takes between the sterilization area and the treatment room, that's wasted time. The stress of everyone constantly bumping into each other, that leads to serious end-of-day fatigue. And what about patient appointments getting all backed up because turning over a room is just inefficient? That's a huge bottleneck that's killing your productivity. Oh, and that awesome new scanner you bought, the one tucked away in a corner, it's totally underutilized because it's just not integrated into the natural workflow. You see, these are the hidden taxes you're paying for poor design.
So, the big question is, how do we fix this? Well, the solution isn't as simple as just knocking down a wall or buying some new furniture. Nope. It requires a really clear framework for how you think about your space. You've got to stop seeing it as just a static container and start seeing it as a dynamic, active part of your entire business operation. And this framework, it's actually built on 3 key pillars that you have to get in sync. Okay, step 1 is your vision. Where is the practice actually going? Do you want to see more patients, integrate new tech? Next, step 2 is your organization. How does your team really work on the ground, day in and day out? And only then, after you've nailed those 2, do you get to step 3, the space. How does the physical layout actively support that vision and that organization? See? Real success, it comes from getting these 3 things perfectly in harmony. Okay, let's move away from the abstract framework for a minute and look at a super powerful concrete example. This one shows the incredible financial return you get when you think strategically about your space. We're going to talk about the simple but truly profound impact of adding just one more treatment room. And like Robert Macario points out right here, for a solo practitioner, having 2 rooms, that's not a luxury. Not at all. It is a strategic necessity. It is the absolute key to getting rid of that dreaded dead time between appointments and creating a work environment that's genuinely fluid and controlled for your whole team. All right, let's talk numbers. What's the cost? Look, setting up a second fully equipped treatment room is definitely an investment. Let's put a number on it. We're talking around 40,000 euros. And I know, that might sound like a pretty big number up front. But watch what happens when we break that down. If you amortize that investment over a 7-year lifespan, you're looking at barely 20 euros per working day. 20 euros. Suddenly, that big barrier doesn't seem so high anymore, does it? And here is the payoff. For that tiny daily cost, what do you get in return? A massive 15 to 20% boost in your overall activity and productivity. I mean, the return on this investment isn't just positive. It's exponential. It's a total game changer. And the impact of that one change is absolutely transformational, as you can see right here. You're basically trading the old way, the one full of dead time, high-pressure moments, and patient delays, for a brand new strategic way of working. one with a continuous workflow, a calm and controlled pace for your team, and a smooth professional experience for your patients. It really is a complete transformation of your daily reality. But look, the strategy goes way beyond just adding rooms. It's about how everything connects. The pathways that your team and your patients take through the office, what we call the flow, that is just as critical to your efficiency as the rooms themselves. You know, the ultimate goal here is to make the circulation completely invisible. When the flow is designed well, nobody even thinks about it. It just works. Steps are minimized, you have separate pathways for patients and your team so they're not bumping into each other, interruptions just drop off, and the whole environment feels clearer, calmer, more secure. And listen, this isn't just about efficiency. It's about reducing that physical and mental exhaustion that builds up over a long day. Now, this focus on flow often leads to creating some really smart, specialized spaces. A fantastic example of this is what's called a high-value communication room. It's a small space, maybe just 4 to 6 square meters. It's not for complex procedures, but for high-value conversations. It's perfect for first appointments, for presenting treatment plans, or even for simple prophylaxis. This is a brilliant strategic asset that proves you don't need a huge, expensive operatory for every single thing you do. Okay, so we've talked about vision, and we've talked about space, but we absolutely cannot forget the most critical piece of that organization pillar, your team. They are your single most valuable resource, not just for delivering amazing care, but for designing a space that actually truly works in the real world. Here's a simple truth, and it's a big one. Your assistants, they live the reality of your office flow every single minute of every single day. They know exactly where the bottlenecks are. They know where things get awkward. They know what tiny little changes would make a massive difference. They are the true experts on the daily points of friction, and you have got to involve them in the design process right from the start. It's absolutely essential. And think about this. A well-designed space is the foundation that allows your team to grow and evolve. With the right layout, yeah, bringing on your first assistant eases the load, but it's adding that second assistant, supported by that 2-chair system and that great circulation we talked about, that unlocks a major leap in efficiency and profitability. And from there, your space can support even more specialized roles, like someone dedicated to sterilization. The layout is what makes this collective performance possible. All right, let's start to wrap this up by kind of reframing how we think about this whole process. Redesigning your office isn't just about fixing today's problems. It's so much bigger than that. It's a forward-looking investment in the entire future of your practice. Why? Because great strategic design is resilient. It creates a physical environment that's adaptable, one that can actually evolve right alongside you as you adopt new technologies, expand your services, and chase new ambitions. It's not some static endpoint. It is a dynamic foundation for long-term growth and innovation. So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought to take with you. The next time you walk into your office, take a good look around and ask yourself, is this workspace designed for the business I have right now? Or is it designed for the one I truly want to build?